Hello everyone, Michelle here from the Creative Cove. Thanks for joining me today. Today's a fun little product review on these Arrtex Simptap markers. They're an acrylic marker set, and I was contacted by the company to see if I would like to review the product. And of course, I love anything artsy, so I couldn't resist. So I said yes, I will be happy to give them a go. So for my project, I had some canvases. I think these are they're pretty small. What are they? They are 8 by 8. Yeah, just under 8 inches. And I had a few hanging around, so I drew on them some little mushrooms. And I thought they'd be really cute for my new studio. And I used these markers to fill them in. So I thought they were kind of fun. This one's not fully finished yet, but it kind of gives you some ideas on how to use these markers. And I thought we'd do one today. Now I'm out of this size, but I also found these at the dollar store, which were really cute. And I thought these would be kind of nice just to sit on a desk, you know. They have a little easel they come with, and they were $1.50. So I thought we could fill in 1 or 2 of these today, depending on the time, and show you how these markers work. Now inside these markers, there's a couple of metallic options, which I haven't tried yet, so I thought we'd do that together. They come like this, and then they're this type of shake marker, and then you have to push this button to release the acrylic paint down the tube here. So some of them have been pushed because I've used them, and some of them I haven't used yet, so I'll show you how to push the marker in and create the flow. So my overall feel for these markers is they are a great, I'd say, beginner to medium, not talent, but like an experience, let's say. They have a great blendability. They blend really nicely. The only thing I really don't like about them is that tap thing. So here's one that hasn't done. I'm going to give it a shake. So I will shake it with the lid closed because you'll spray paint everywhere. You have to push on this and you see how it starts to flow. Well, I want to paint. Like when I get the markers, I don't want to do this to every color. So you kind of have to be patient and wait for this paint to flow down the tube. So I'm not sure if that's just to prevent drying out while they sit on the shelf waiting to be bought, or if it's just like something fun for kids to do. I'm not sure, but for me, when I get markers, I just want to paint. I'm ready to go. I don't want to wait and press all these buttons. So that's the one thing I didn't like about these. And the only other thing I didn't like was that the white is not very opaque. And I will show you what I mean by that. Let me move this out of the way for a second. So here's the white on top of the red. Now remember, this is acrylic paint. This is not permanent ink. These are not, these are just acrylics. So for me, one thing I like about acrylic is that it has the ability to sit on top of other colors. And the only color that really didn't do it was white. So you can see it when it dries a little transparent. And this is 2 coats of white on here. So I don't get that vibrant white. But other than that, all the colors blend really beautiful. It was really fun to play with these markers. So you can see how other colors just sit right on top really, really nicely when the white doesn't. So that's the only thing. This is 3 coats of white, and you can still see it's slightly transparent in some places, starting to build up there. So that's the only 2 things I didn't like about these markers, but other than that, they are great for blending colors. You're literally painting with markers, which is really fun. Let's get a pencil. See if I got one here, and let's just do a mushroom again. So I'm just going to draw out a mushroom, and I think I'm just going to do a little mushroom without the house this time, just something fun, and maybe some little mushrooms here. So I'm not going to put the house details in it this time. I'm just going to do like a little field of mushrooms here with the main focus of the big one. And I'm just doodling. I don't have anything super intended in mind. Now, bear in mind that the pencil will bleed into the marker. So that's something to look at. If you want a nice clean polish finish, you're not going to want to use the pencil. So this one has already been pushed because I've used it, and I just like to start by filling in so you can see how the color gets contaminated by the pencil. That doesn't bother me, but if it does bother you, you're not going to want to use pencil for this. You can use a pen, a non-bleeding pen. And it's really just kind of fun just to doodle with these colors. So when you're blending these colors, you want to blend them while they're wet, like acrylics, just like acrylic paint. So if I want this blue to blend with the green underneath, I'm going to move while it's wet and rub it in. So you see how those colors can blend. And it creates some really fun textures and soft, subtle movement between colors. But like I said, you do want to move while it's wet. Once it's dry, it does leave a line, just like standard acrylic, but you can go back over top of it again. The only color you can't do that with is really the white, because the white is not opaque. So I'm just going to blend these greens in here. I'm not going to go into the mushroom yet because I want to color him still. So you can see how it has it fully absorbed down the pen here. I should read the instructions. I wonder if it'd be better to store them upside down. I didn't see that on the box anywhere. Just to keep the ink down, I'm not sure. I've never had a paint marker where I've had to push a button before, so it's definitely, the kids will love it. But for me, I'm just like, I want to paint. I don't want to wait. Let's do a red on the mushroom here. So I'm going to do a red. Now this canvas, of course, is it's a cheapy canvas, so you can see it's got a lot of texture on it. But you can use these markers on any surface, which is also why paint markers are a lot of fun, because you really can use them on so many different places, like sneakers and wood surfaces. So if you're doing like a chest of drawers and you want to draw something on it, well, paint markers are perfect for that. I'm just going to put in the red here. And we're going to lighten up some spots on these mushrooms. Okay, so I'm going to keep my red open because I'm going to need it again. I use my orange. I'm going to throw some orange in there. And then I'm going to go back to my red and just soften out. So I'll have a little highlight there. I can use the yellow too. Now, I don't think have I used the yellow? Yes, I have. So maybe I'll do a little bit of a highlight on the mushroom at the top here. And your markers will get kind of cross-contaminated, but if you're concerned about that, you can just take a piece of scrap and just scribble it till the color's gone, and then it comes back to its original color. But and remember, these are paints, so they're kind of nice to mix like this, and that to me is the whole point of acrylic markers. I like the mixture. Oops. I don't want flat color, I want to paint, but paint with markers. I got butterfingers today, keep dropping everything. And the key to doing this is simply doing it while the paint is wet. And acrylic does dry quickly. So I've got a little kind of interest in, it's just not a flat red, right? I got a kind of an indication of some shadow and thing going on in there. So I'm going to take this cream color. Does it have a color name on it? Or just a number? It's just a number. And I'm going to fill in the base of my mushroom. And the same process. I want to add some form and interest to the base here. Some shading. So you can see it's grabbing that pencil. Kind of diluting the lead. Again, doesn't bother me. It's just another way of shading things. So you can see I can dirty it up, create a little shadow there. It's gonna get a little bit of red. I think I'm gonna add a little bit of shade in this too. I wanna go a little bit darker. So let me leave the red open and let's put some of this color in, some chocolatey brown color. Just on the bottom here where I think the light is not getting to the mushroom. Remember, these mushrooms are curved, they're round, so they have form. Even though it's kind of like a cartoony vibe to it, it still can have some realism. Give it a little bit of depth and form here, kind of clean up the ends. This one could be in a lot of shade. This one too. A little art lesson with our fun markers. And I'll attach the link to the markers and everything below if you are interested. There's no, it's not a sponsorship, it's just a product review today. So I just want you to, you know, see how these markers work in case you're interested in acrylic markers, because they are a fun thing to add to your repertoire. I'd like to try these on furniture next. So I'm just going to scrub the bottom of that mushroom in. As you can see how dirty it gets with the pencil, but I kind of like it because it's not bright right. Okay, I'm going to leave this open and I'm going to get some gray. Is this one done? Yes. So I'm going to start kind of throwing in a little bit of shade here. A little bit at the bottom. So this is silver actually. This is a metallic. I haven't used this yet, so I want to use the silver and the gold, but I wanted gray and I grabbed the wrong one. What did I use before? Maybe it was the brown. Oh, I know what it was. It was the black. So ignore that silver for a second because we're going to put that on after. So I'm going to put a little bit of black in and maybe a little bit of this brown. And again, I'm just playing, discovering how these colors blend and mix. And that's what I was doing with the big ones that I showed you earlier, or bigger ones. Just really just playing with how these markers blend, the results I can get. And I also like the look of a pen over top. That's just kind of my jam. I like that style. So you can see my marker's contaminated, so I'm just going to use and take that advantage of that and just wipe it off underneath the mushroom to clean up my marker because I want that shading in there anyways. So I'm going to rotate this. I'm just going to put a little indication of some gills in here. I just want to make sure that I have a little bit of form up here as well. Some shading. Just give it a little something, something, you know? Same with under these little guys. Just something. Not going into tons of detail, but introducing that color. So let's give it a background. Make sure I put the lids on the right colors. That I do wrong all the time. Okay, let's give it a background here. So do we want to go a bold, fun color? Bright blue? A pink? Let's go with this, like the blue and yellow, and see what kind of greens we get. So I'm going to go yellow down the bottom here. So you can see what's neat about these is it doesn't reactivate the paint. So you don't have to worry about that. So if I go up to the red here, once it's dry that is, I'm not going to reactivate that red and start making a messy orange in my background. So the only time it blends is when it's wet. use this yellow quite a bit. Just let that sit. Okay, and then let's maybe use this lighter green. I do like this light green to soften, transition into the blue. And remember, this is a very scratchy background. You can see that's got a lot of texture here. That's what you're hearing. It's not the markers dry, it's that the background is very scratchy. It's very textured. I don't know if I want to go that dark. I think I'm going to go to this blue. And then maybe while that's drying, I'm going to mix it with some white. And that way the transition in the sky is a little bit softer. Right up to the mushroom here. All right, oops, really blend that color in. Maybe throw a little yellow in there. So you can see how it works with blending. You can really add any colors you want. You just got to work while it's wet. That's the trick. Once it dries, then it's dried, and that's what you're left with. But it doesn't mean you can't go over top again. Just have fun building out these layers. So maybe like purples, you throw some purples in here. These markers definitely don't like this texture. Kind of beats them up a little bit. So maybe use a little less of a harsh canvas when you're choosing your medium to, you know, a better quality canvas. Like I said, these are just from the dollar store, and they're starting to get a little rough on the edges of my markers. So I probably won't use them on the other one, just because I don't want them ruined. Let's throw some green in there. I just want to create some fun backgrounds. Maybe some dark blue. That's pretty. Get a little bit more dramatic. And then while that's wet, I'm going to blend it with this third color. And then the white. I really like this dark blue. Actually, I might go dark blue all the way down. Let's try it. See what we think. Remember, it's just paint. I like the contrast. Kind of more of like a midnight sky as opposed to the bright day, which I already have 3 of, so I'm kind of liking the idea of something a little different. Bear with me. I'm forever changing my mind. But that's the fun of acrylic paints. So you get to draw with acrylic paint, which is nice, because if you're better at drawing than you are at painting, this is kind of a nice option. Just gonna soften that a little bit. Kind of make these little, could put night stars in there, but we'll see. You can see I'm pretty rough on my art supplies. But I like to test the durability of things too. So like I said, I wouldn't use these on something that's really rough, like a really rough piece of wood, because it will ruin the tip of your marker. And this one that I'm using right now, this canvas is a bit rough. So I wouldn't recommend doing it on that if you want these markers to last a long time with a nice clean point. That's kind of fun. I like that. Soften this transition in here. cute. Okay, let's find that green I was using. I think it's this one. Just bring the grass up in front of the mushroom. So you can see how you can layer the color right back over top again. Most colors anyways. Kind of integrate it back in. So I don't think you'd be able to put the yellow over the blue, for example. Now my yellow is almost empty because I've used it a lot for those three. Let me just give it a shake. For those three bigger canvases, they'll only hold so much paint. So there we go, give it a shake and woke it up again. So it will sit over top, but that's the only thing I find about this brand is the opacity is not that great. Still not bad though. So I would say it's a great beginner marker, you know, for anyone who wants to give acrylic a try without spending tons of money. Sorry if that shaking sound is irritating. They're a good one to play with and give it a try. See if you even like acrylic paints, markers. There we go. So let's see, do we want to put maybe just something growing in the background? A little leaf coming up. It's very fairy tale-like, you know? Just a cute little artwork to throw in your studio or in your bedroom, in your kids' room. Okay, so see how dirty my marker is? I'm going to give it a shake. And then I'm going to try and clean it up. This doesn't bother me, just so you know. Like, if it really irritates you that the color changes and dyes the tip of your marker, then you're not going to want to do the blending technique that I did. It will take a little while to get this clean again. But, like I said, it doesn't bother me. I'm the kind of artist that uses dirty water. Like, I love painting with dirty water. You know how some people just clean their water every 5 minutes? Well, I don't. So see how it's starting to turn white again? And it will come back. So just so you know, you can clean them up. All right, there's that. Let's use the pen here. See if we've got one that works. Oh, I need white, don't I? I need some, see, there's blue in there, and I think it's kind of cool. But if it bothers you, you're gonna wanna clean your marker right up. Just gonna put a couple little dots in here on my mushrooms. Actually, with the blue, it's making the white a little bit more opaque anyways. Okay. So now I like to take a pen. This, I might have to use a Sharpie because this texture on this canvas is really rough. I just start outlining things, having fun, sketching in any details I want. Throw in a little texture for the mushroom itself. Kind of a mixed media, really. You could put glue paper down first. You can have so much fun mixing all these mediums together. Acrylic markers, paint, ink, paper. A little something around here, a little texture in the top of the mushroom. Not tons of detail, but a little something. Kind of like a starry night. I'm just using my Micron 0.3. This is an old pen. I wouldn't use a new one to do this because, like I said, the texture of this canvas is pretty rough. So you wouldn't want to use your really good ones. You can just use a ballpoint pen, really. And then maybe we could go through with a maybe a little pasta pen, because this should be more opaque. And just put some stars. You could have added black to this blue and blended that, get a little mixture. So you see how these sit on top a little stronger. And that's what I would like that white acrylic paint marker to do, but unfortunately it doesn't have the strength. But still, great for beginner. I mean, affordability, right? Just a couple of stars. You could also flick this with a little bit of white acrylic paint. Now, when I shook the marker the one time without the lid on, it sprayed paint, so you could also do it that way. There's just very little control in that. But I just want to add a little magic here with some stars because it's fun. You could paint whatever you like on these little canvases. They're so cute to add to your desk into a bedroom, and I love that they come with these little easels. These markers would even paint the easel. If you wanted to paint the easel, you could use the markers on the wood. So there's another sample. Make sure you sign your work. Oh, there's my other pen. This one's no good on this type of fabric. Sign it. Oh, sign your work. I need a little more stars on this side. Sorry. There we go. Kind of cute. A little magical. So there you go. And then you just stick it on your desk. You can do the edges too if you like the edges. I would probably marker those in black, in the black here. But that's the Arrtex. So I wanted to show you. Oh, we didn't use the gold, did we? I want to try the gold. Let's add some gold in here. Sorry. Let me give this a shake. This one I have not activated, so we're going to press on it. Watch the fluid come down. Seeing it come down here. So I'm going to just hold it upside down a little bit. I'm just going to give it a shake again. See if that helps bring it forward. Just make sure you put the lid on. Been there, done that. Let's add a touch of gold to this. Now the gold is really pretty. And it's quite solid, which I was not expecting. I think I might do the grass in the background gold here. So that is a really good gold marker. I'm impressed with the gold. Maybe I'll try some silver too. I didn't give the silver a fair go, so let's put a little gold stars in here too. Too fun. Yeah, I'm really liking the gold, I have to say. The gold has a really nice quality, nice opaqueness to it. Where'd the silver go? I think this is the silver. So let me give this a good shake, because I didn't shake it before I used it. Let's try some silver here. What do we want silver? Maybe. So the silver isn't quite as strong. Where's this gray? Oh, I don't have any grays. So this is the silver. So the silver will show up on much lighter sections. So you can see the silver here when I put it over top of the white, but the silver doesn't quite show up on the darker colors. The gold, however, really did. I hope you can see the shimmer on the gold. Well, there you go. That's the Arrtx marker set. And I will put the link below for more information on this company, on this product. And You can have a go for yourself if you like, if you're interested, and draw yourself a cute little work of art for your studio or for your room. Really cute. Well, I hope you enjoyed that, guys. Have a great day. Take care. Bye.